What would really make Kratos leave the Norse realm? After everything that happened in Ragnarök, he's finally at peace. But peace never lasts long, especially not when gods are involved. Today we are going through 10 realistic reasons Kratos might have to leave not destiny, not fate, but events that could actually pull him away from the 9 realms. Let's start with the most obvious one, which is Atreus. He is out there searching for the remaining giants, but he is still young and still reckless. If Atreus ends up in a realm ruled by gods who see him as a threat, maybe Egypt, Kratos will go after him. Not because of prophecy, but because that is what fathers actually do. Reason number 2 would be Tyr's mission. Well, Tyr is back, and that is huge. Not the Tyr, Odin Tyr, but the real Tyr. He knows more about other pantheons than anyone, and he is not the type to just sit still. Imagine Tyr uncovering that another realm, say Egypt or Mesopotamia, is collapsing under its own god's war. Kratos might join him, not for battle, but to prevent another Ragnarok before it even starts. I still believe Tyr is here for a reason. He is a god of war, not anymore, however he has a higher purpose, more knowledge than everyone, he maybe has some promises in other realms, and he will play a bigger role in the next game. Reason number 3. A threat from beyond the Norse realm. Power never stays contained. After Odin's fall, a power vacuum opens and something else might sense that weakness. What if a god from another pantheon, maybe Ra or Set, sees the Norse realms as vulnerable and decides to invade? Kratos wouldn't just defend Midgard, he would hunt whoever dared to threaten his home. Remember, at the end of this game, at the end of Valhalla, we didn't see the cutscene, but he probably swore to be the Norse god of war, so basically this is his duty now. Reason number 4. The rebirth of the World Tree. Remember Yggdrasil? The World Tree connects all realms, not just Norse. If something disturbs its balance, corruption, decay, or even someone trying to cut off its roots, Kratos might have to travel to another realm to fix it. Think of it like a natural disaster on a cosmic level. He wouldn't leave because he wants to, but because the 9 realms would die if he doesn't. Reason number 5. The return of Faye's past. We still don't know everything about Faye. She was a giant, yes, but what if her roots go deeper? Maybe she came from another land or had allies beyond the Norse pantheon. Kratos discovering something about her, an unfinished mission, a hidden promise, could be reason enough to step through another realm's gate. Remember that he was stuck in a light of Alfheim for days, and in Ragnarök he also tried to enter, but Atreus has stopped him from that. When it comes to Faye, Kratos is really vulnerable and is always led by heart, not by brain. Reason number 6. Kratos becomes the protector of realms. After the prophecy mural, Kratos isn't a destroyer anymore. He is a savior. Imagine a new threat spreading between realms, something only a god with his experience could stop. The Norns even hinted, fate is not gone, just rewritten. Maybe Kratos' new fate is to protect not one world, but all of them. Reason number 7. The curse of old gods. Kratos killed Ares, Zeus, Poseidon, Hades, but divine grudges don't fade. What if remnants of the Greek pantheon, minor gods, titans or spirits, survived and found their way into another mythology? They might see the Norse realm as a new Olympus to conquer. Kratos leaving wouldn't be choice, it would be war chasing him. Also do remember, he left the Greece with a lot of damage done. If someone finds out he is in Norse realm, they can maybe gather an army and try to kill him, or even worse, they find out he has a son, they will try to chase the son, capture him and maybe kill him because they want revenge. Reason number 8. Atreus' call. If Atreus discovers a new race of giants or an imprisoned god in another realm, he might need Kratos more than ever. This would mirror the first game actually, but reversed. The father now answers the son's call for help, and together they face gods beyond anything they have seen before. If we draw a parallel, we have already seen this in Ragnarök, in Helheim, when they finally confess everything to each other, and they have a new dynamic between father and son, with Atreus telling his dad, "Don't be sorry, father, be better." Again, a mirror from the first game. Reason number 9. The Norse gods are gone, and balance never lasts. Now there is a power vacuum, and power attracts power. What if mortals or surviving creatures start becoming gods themselves, repeating the same cycle of hubris Kratos once lived through? He might live not to fight, but to prevent another world from making the same mistakes. There are many open questions still in Norse Realm. We did see Trude picking up Mjolnir, Sindri is gone with very angry feeling towards Atreus and Kratos, Tyr is now back, maybe he has some enemies there, maybe some of old Mimir's people come back, we don't know yet, but it is a possibility. And final reason would be Kratos' final lesson. Finally, Kratos has changed. The old Kratos ran from his past, the new one confronts it. Leaving the Norse realm might be his way of teaching what he learned, that gods can change, that anger isn't destiny. Whether he goes east towards Egypt or south into lands unknown, Kratos isn't escaping anymore. He is becoming something greater, a guide, a teacher, a protector of all realms. I would like to say a few more reasons he would just leave the Norse realm. If we look at historical mythology, Norse and Egyptian myth actually intersect. The Vikings traded and traveled as far as North Africa. There are records of cultural overlap. So narratively, Santa Monica could use that bridge. Kratos doesn't just teleport into Egypt, he sails there, drawn by ancient whispers or Atreus' trail. The prophecy isn't over. The prophecies never really actually end. Even though Kratos defied fate in Ragnarök, prophecies often loop. One realm's ending is another's beginning. The Norns said it best, fate only binds you if you let it. Kratos' next step might literally be stepping out of fate's reach, into a realm untouched by prophecy. So far in every possible game we had some prophecy. In Greece we had prophecy, in Norse Realm we had prophecy. Maybe this time there is not going to be any kind of prophecy. In each game they were practically always guided by this prophecy, going towards something or trying to avoid something. This time in a foreign land, in a foreign mythology, without any kind of guide, might be a very tricky situation for both of them. And final reason, just a new Pantheon awaits. Very, very reasonable. Santa Monica Studios loves mythology transitions from Greece to the Norse world, and next, what is next, we don't know yet. There are hints, the Egyptian symbols on the murals in 2018's God of War, the relics from distant lands, and even Tyr's secret knowledge of other pantheons. Egypt makes the most sense, gods of order, chaos and rebirth, perfect for Kratos' next evolution, but we are yet to see. So we have arrived to the end of this video. And tell me, what do you think? Is Kratos finally done with the Norse world? Or is this just the calm before another storm? Drop your theories below and let's talk about where you think the next God of War should take place. This is OverHyped Gamer, and remember, gods may die, but stories never end.